I love Minecraft Legacy Console Edition, but I can't say the same for its replacement, Minecraft Bedrock Edition. Many people say that this kind of thing is purely nostalgia blindness and that I'm being irrational, but there are actual reasons why I dislike Bedrock Edition. It's not just rose-tinted glasses. It seems as though console ports of games often get less attention to detail than they deserve. Lack of features, bugs, unnecessary changes from the original version, and of course the general lack of freedom that a closed-off gaming console has. Many people wonder why I play Legacy Console Edition to this day, and well, it's due to my annoyance with Bedrock Edition. Despite some of Legacy Console Edition's limitations, which I'll get into later, I think as a whole it's a very well done console port, and I don't feel the same way about Bedrock Edition at all. And for all the people quickly typing in the comments that I should just play Java Edition, that's not what this video is about. This video is from the perspective of a console player, and there's just no way to play Java Edition on console. And after playing Bedrock Edition exclusively for a long time, I just got kind of annoyed with it and decided to go back to Legacy. I started a new world and slowly began to go deeper and deeper into this rabbit hole, sinking a ton of time into it, and eventually found my love for the game again, even though the game has lacked updates for many years now. And this lack of updates is actually one of the reasons I ended up liking Legacy Console Edition, because, for example, in Minecraft Java Edition, if I don't like a game update, I don't have to play it. I can simply choose to continue playing in an outdated version of the game. Matter of fact, when purchasing Java Edition, you get the choice to play anywhere between an insanely early alpha version of the game, all the way to a current day version like 1.21. This is not only incredibly necessary for maintaining mod compatibility, but you get access to what are functionally multiple different games. Minecraft has changed so much in the years it's been around that different game versions can give vastly different gameplay experiences. Some prefer beta 1.6.6, just very laid back and primitive Minecraft. Some prefer slightly newer versions like 1.12. Some stay in 1.8 for its pre-combat update PvP. The point is, on Java, you have the choice. On Bedrock Edition, you have no choice, or at least you have two choices, the latest version or the latest preview version, and nothing else. On PC, you can circumvent this by downloading a third-party Minecraft launcher to play old versions of Bedrock Edition, which frankly should just be a feature of the vanilla launcher, but if you're on console, like the main market of Bedrock Edition, you obviously can't do this and you just have to update whenever the game tells you to. Right off the bat, this strict updating policy has wasted quite a bit of my time. In Bedrock Edition, I've spent hours building a farm just for the game to update a week later and break the farm. This is obviously very frustrating and honestly kills my motivation to even dedicate that much time to Bedrock Edition in the first place. Because the whole idea of a game like Minecraft is that everything you do is a permanent addition to your world. Place a block, it's going to be there until you remove it, unless an Enderman steals it or something. But the idea that the work you put into your world could eventually, or inevitably will break at some point, completely outside of your control, is extremely demotivating. It could break next week, tomorrow, a year from now, or 3. Who knows, but this uncertainty is one of the things keeping me from really wanting to sink that much time into Bedrock Edition. And at least on Xbox 360, you can play older versions of Minecraft on a stock console by simply putting the update on a USB stick and installing them. The next question, is it better to play an outdated version of the game than to play a newer version by force? This is subjective, but to me, I usually stick to older Minecraft versions regardless of what platform I play on. Also, if you're like me and you're more of a technical Minecraft player who likes to build farms and do redstone, then you know the frustration of updates breaking your stuff. But this kind of thing even applies to a non-technical player to a certain extent. Major bugs like world corruption could keep a player from wanting to update their game, at least until the next patch where the issue is resolved, or for any number of other reasons. Technical differences. Glitches can be some of the most in-depth and cool features a game has to offer. Take Quake's b-hopping and other movement mechanics, for example. These were the birth of the entire game genre of arena movement shooters and Leafy's CSGO Surf background gameplay.
But hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. So a few days ago, I was just on YouTube looking around.
So many of Quake's fundamental movement mechanics are present in other games. Half-Life, Team Fortress, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. It's why a lot of these games are so good. Air strafing for inner control, slope boosting, b-hopping, rocket jumping, momentum-based movement, all melded together to create a great game like Team Fortress 2. Yet, a lot of these things were not originally intended by Quake's developers. And the point that I'm getting at is exploits and glitches often show themselves to be great game mechanics, even better than some meticulously designed game mechanics. And Minecraft Java Edition is a perfect example of this. One of the reasons Minecraft Java Redstone is so cool and fun to use is because of completely unintended mechanics such as quasi-connectivity, zero-tick pistons, as well as just a bunch of cool quirks of Java Redstone. Legacy Console Edition does an amazing job of parodying these mechanics, so generally Redstone is compatible between Java and Legacy. For reasons beyond me, Bedrock Edition completely removes all of these mechanics, making Redstone completely different in this version. The obvious issue here is that Bedrock Edition is the successor to Legacy Console, and it even has a built-in feature to port your old Legacy worlds to Bedrock Edition and play them. Doing this will break every single Redstone contraption you have built because of how different the two games really are. And this is very common in a lot of games, to patch out really cool mechanics simply because they are not intended. I mean, look at the version of Quake released on Steam. The movement is completely different, and you will not gain any speed by b-hopping. And it might seem like I'm nitpicking, but this just makes me not want to play the game. Quake is a good game casually, but you can only play the same game so many times before getting bored. I see myself playing Quake levels over and over again, not because I want to play the level 50 times casually, but to find cool skips or lower my clear time. And the removal of the movement mechanics, whether they are intended or not, is the removal of content, and it just makes the game worse. And although it's a bit different, I feel the same way about Bedrock Edition's removal of Redstone mechanics. It's just the removal of depth in the gameplay, the removal of content, and it just makes the game worse. I mean, imagine Half-Life 2 without reverse backhopping.
Alright, let's go in reverse.
But seriously, glitches can keep a game alive, especially single-player games. Games like Mario 64 have huge communities so many years after release, largely due to glitches. I mean, we all know about the parallel universes, or Ocarina of Time, that is still seeing new major glitches discovered that keep people playing and having new content to explore. If Ocarina of Time's janky game engine didn't exist, it wouldn't have such a large community surrounding it so many years later. Or for something more modern, I'm sure most of you have messed around with Skate 3 speed glitches or Skate 1 and 2 cush popping. Many great game mechanics that are very enjoyable were not intended, and it makes no sense to remove them. Glitches will happen, and they should be incorporated into game design. There's a difference between a glitch that should probably be removed and a glitch that should stay in the game. And Minecraft Java's Redstone should stay in the game. But it's not just Redstone that's the issue with Bedrock Edition. It's basically the entire way that the game works. Bedrock Edition mob farms are often slower than Java Edition, while taking more effort to build. Detailing exactly why this is the case is out of the scope of this video, but a thing I love about Legacy Console Edition is that all of your favorite Java Edition farms and stuff will work, albeit with some tweaking sometimes. But moving to Legacy from Bedrock, it was really fun messing with Java Edition, Redstone, mob farms, TNT dupers, and stuff like the spawn chunks, and realizing that due to some differences on Legacy, I could actually very easily make a solo survival mob switch. Stuff like that is why I enjoyed Legacy. These versions aren't nearly as documented as Java, and finding something like that was just very enjoyable. Could Mojang fix the Redstone differences? Yes. Should they? I don't think so. And that might sound weird after the 5-minute long explanation about glitches in video games and me not liking Bedrock Edition due to differences in game mechanics, but we've reached a point where I think it's too far to go back. Bedrock Redstone parity with Java would literally break every single Redstone contraption on Bedrock Edition, which is definitely an issue. It's also an issue of invalidating every single Redstone tutorial for the game, but as I've mentioned earlier, Mojang already did both of these things when going from Legacy Edition to Bedrock Edition. The decision to change Redstone back then kind of taints Bedrock Edition for me to this day. There are some exclusive features of Bedrock Redstone, like extended pistons activating redstone torches, or movable tile entities, but as a whole, I think Java Edition is much better, more versatile, and just much more enjoyable to work with. Next, I'm going to go over the over-monetization of Bedrock Edition. The marketplace is kind of talked into the ground at this point, so I won't linger on it for too long. The marketplace, as I see it, is the monetization of something that should just be a feature. See Fallout 4, for example. I know this is New Vegas gameplay. Shut up.
Can't be trusted, I'd say. Yup.
Fallout 4 has a mod system on console. Is it worse than PC? Yeah, of course. Is it free? Yeah, of course. Does it give you extra stuff to do? Yeah, of course. This is the way it should be done. Free, community-generated content. I mean, we've seen this since near the beginning of video games. People always strive to have extra stuff to do in their favorite games. Monetary incentive is not necessary, and if anything, it just puts the focus of things more on monetary incentive than the actual quality of the mods, leading to a lot of shovelware Minecraft add-ons, which you can purchase with Minecoins. Side tangent, this is just such an uninspired name, and I believe it was genuinely a meme around when Microsoft acquired Mojang that they would add a digital currency called Minecoins or something. Saves are purely cloud-based for most Xbox games, and there's literally no way to have a copy for yourself. Minecraft Bedrock Edition is actually one of the few exceptions where you can have a copy of your saves, but for the longest time, literally the only way of doing this was using a free trial for Realms, or just buying Realms. Imagine not only paying for Xbox Live to be able to play online at all, but having to subscribe to another subscription to own your own Minecraft save. But now there are other methods you can use. Microsoft couldn't let this slide for long. You know, there's a conspiracy where Microsoft steals all your save data to power Bill Gates' cryo-freezing chamber so he can clone himself. So eventually Microsoft did something else, and they would literally ban people's accounts from playing their own single-player worlds. This is an absurd overstep into people's personal data. Minecraft servers have existed for many, many years and have perfectly dealt with this kind of stuff themselves, self-regulating and banning people with their own rule set. Microsoft doesn't need to dictate what is good or bad because certain servers have different rules and are designed with different audiences in mind. Like the audience for Hypixel and the audience for an Anarchy server are two completely different audiences, and policing them with the same blanket rule set is stupid. And there's literally just no point of banning people from single player. What are they going to do in single player? Harass themselves or something? Back in 2023, Mojang also suddenly decided that guns are included in the adult content banned from Minecraft servers. So servers which had minigames featuring firearms would be forced to change the guns into Nerf blasters or something like that, which is insane. Like, what about things like TNT in Minecraft, literal high explosives? You know, I guess they would argue that that's kind of like a cartoony level of violence, but I mean, with Minecraft in general, firearms in Minecraft kind of have that argument as well because of how, I mean, when you shoot a villager in Minecraft, it's not like gory. They fucking flop over and disappear into the like nothingness. Firearm mods are more comedic than anything because of the juxtaposition of a fucking minigun in Minecraft. Wait till Mojang finds out about the 2011 Nerf dart mod, and they'll start banning those as well.
Step 1. Pick up a foam dart. Step 2. Pick up a BBB. Step 3. Insert BBB into a foam dart. That's it? That's all there is to it? Shush! Yeah, that's all there is to it.
Bedrock Edition is super buggy. Now, I would have a bunch of footage to back this up, but Microsoft deleted every single capture off of the Xbox network not too long ago, probably to power the new CEO's cryo-freezing chamber, so I just don't have those anymore. But Bedrock Edition is littered with bugs, and the bugs weren't managed well at all. It felt like a bug would be patched one update, and either just return an update later, or they were lying in the changelog and it didn't get patched in the first place. I specifically remember lag blocks being in the game over and over again. The bug where you would mine a block and it would reappear back in front of you. This was really frustrating, especially for me, who was hand digging a small perimeter at the time, or mining a bunch of obsidian for another project. And because of that, this bug halted a ton of progress in my world. But there were also a ton of other intrusive and annoying bugs, like randomly taking damage and dying for no reason, world corruption bugs. I specifically remember a bug where logging out on a transparent block would spawn you inside of the void upon relogging.
Great. Fuck you. Fuck the pump. Fuck this game, dude.
It's a common point that Bedrock Edition is more optimized than Java, but both Bedrock Edition and Java Edition have their performance issues. This is especially true for Bedrock Edition on last-gen consoles. Even on my PC, it has issues. Scrolling through the recipe book is really laggy. Searching stuff in the recipe book is really laggy. And while in the crafting interface, every time I place an item into my inventory, the game stutters. It may be hard to tell on YouTube, but it's pretty bad. This has been an issue since I last played Bedrock Edition in like 2020. The issue is surrounding the crafting book itself. If you close it, the lag will go away. But for controller players, you probably have this open anytime you want to craft anything. And it makes it very frustrating to craft stuff when you're constantly lagging, especially on last-gen consoles where the lag is much more noticeable. I also had these random second-long stutters during gameplay. I thought my game crashed at first, but it just freezes for a bit. Legacy Console Edition does run very well, although it makes some noteworthy sacrifices to accomplish this. What you're probably thinking of is the limited world sizes, which is slightly annoying, I can't even lie, but it doesn't really bother you nearly as much as you would think when you're actually playing the game. But some of the more annoying performance-related differences on Legacy to me are the gravity block limit. So in Legacy, if there are more than 20 gravity blocks on screen at once, gravity will stop working. A feature like this would have actually saved this guy's Minecraft world. PaulGG, who tried to drain an ocean monument with falling sand and bricked his hardcore world.
Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Oh. Immediately. Oh. I don't think Minecraft is supposed to be that small. My game literally, oh, there it goes. It's, yeah, oh, okay. I think I might have ruined my world.
I was on a Bedrock Edition realm with a handful of people, and we actually did something similar with falling sand and a bubble column, almost locking up the entire server, which was funny. But this can be annoying for something like large-scale sand dupers, and also some slimestone applications where sand is used. But there are workarounds for that. Another similar thing is the TNT limit on Legacy Console Edition. So only a certain amount of TNT can be on screen at once, and this limits things like world eaters or large-scale TNT flying machines, which I have built on Legacy before, and you can see that the TNT starts despawning if I launch all the machines at once. Bedrock Edition also does not feel well designed for controller users, and it being originally a mobile game, a lot of the menus and stuff do not fit controllers at all. It takes 33 controller inputs to reach the render distance and other common video options. And then if you're like me, you hover over it and click left on the D-pad to try to lower it, and it just spits you back out into the settings tab. So you have to do another 24 inputs to scroll back to it. No, you can't scroll to the bottom of the menu by going up. That's just not a feature. The settings menu in this game always starts you at the top when you open it. So if you want to spend a little time tweaking your video settings to something that you like, or more likely your controller bindings, sensitivity, or something like that, you have to scroll through the menu manually every single time to get back to where you were. On console, I also remember the settings tab being super laggy and stuttering every time you click something new, which made it like 10 times more frustrating. And don't even get me started on the loading times for Xbox One or last-gen console. It's like 1 to 3 minutes to load the game. And yes, I'm playing Bedrock Edition on a CRT. Ironically, it's the only screen that I have to play my Xbox One on right now. Or I could hook it up to my PC monitor, but I would have to unplug my graphics card because it only has one port on it. So now I'm in a community post asking why y'all like Legacy Console Edition. This person, they keep it very simple. They say quick save. And yeah, I can't deny this. It's kind of like keep inventory in a way. But it's particularly important in Legacy because there's no commands, there's literally nothing. So save scumming can save you a lot of time. Basement Boy Studio Gaming with a Sal profile picture says because it doesn't crash. Do I have news for you, Xbox One Edition?
The game crashed, man. What?
But for most other versions, yeah, I don't know. This person says, primarily for the controller implementation, Bedrock feels unplayable to me, and using a controller on PC falls short, so I was just stuck with 4J. Yeah, as I said earlier in the video, the controller implementation of Bedrock Edition is just so bad. What game doesn't have looping menus? It's like they just completely kept the mobile UI. Squidward says, the way Legacy Console Edition looks and sounds is just nostalgic and comforting for me. No microtransactions or logging into accounts, etc. Just good old gaming. Yeah, it is nice playing Minecraft without having to log in. And yeah, maybe it is just nostalgia, but there is just something about the way that Legacy looks. I don't know if it's the lighting or the anti-aliasing, but it definitely looks different. It looks distinct. And in my opinion, it looks a lot better than Java or Bedrock. I think it might be the skybox or the clouds or something. I don't know. Final conclusion, Legacy is not perfect. It's not for everyone, but it's good. And in my opinion, it's a lot better than Bedrock Edition. I'm not going to deny the shortcomings of Legacy Console Edition. It has some problems, even ones that Bedrock Edition has, like slow updates and being behind Java Edition for most of its lifespan. Another thing I've noticed is that, if I'm not mistaken, not a single console version of Minecraft got the combat update, which is kind of counterintuitive because it's a lot easier to spam click on a mouse than it is on a controller. But what keeps me coming back is the game itself being closer to Java Edition than anything else, as well as exclusive bugs or gameplay quirks. And oddly enough, it's the game being less documented is very interesting to me. Seeing what's possible, what's not possible, not being able to look up a Java Edition tutorial for whatever version I'm playing, and then you just copy it one-to-one. That's kind of boring. On Legacy, you have to do some extra stuff and troubleshooting to make things work, and that's kind of rewarding in a sense. 7th gen console emulation is getting better by the day, and Minecraft runs buttery smooth in Xenia at this point. Xbox One Edition is also seeing some massive developments in PC translation layers like Windurango, and with the developments in Xbox One exploits, maybe I'll eventually somehow free my Xbox One Edition saves from Microsoft's really stupid cloud service. PS4 emulation is also seeing massive developments, which is very important to me because PS4 Edition is the only version of Legacy to get the 1.14 Village and Pillage update. Even though there's some major issues like graphical errors in the menus and an unimaginable amount of input delay, it's literally like a whole second of delay. But I'm super excited for the future of Legacy and 8th gen console emulation. I think it's going to be super cool. And with that, I hope you enjoyed.
Help me!